If you have the right landing page, you can literally double or triple your business because ultimately you'll be able to convert more people. My name is Shan, and over the past 9 years, I've been building landing pages with some of the biggest people in the world, and I've sold $300 million plus online. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through my exact framework that I use to sell digital products online. And at any point, if you want access to what I'm showing you and walking you through, there'll be a link down below and you can get it for yourself. You can even click that now. Open it up. As I walk you through it, you can literally be seeing it even on your own screen. With that being said, let's jump straight into it. And look, just before we go any further, this is Genflow, which is my agency and where I've been doing this for the past 9 years. Again, you can see here creators that we work with. You'll recognize some of these names. I have done this exact landing page framework for the best people online, the biggest creators, and even some of the biggest brands in the world, depending on what they're selling. We've sold $300 million plus, lots of clients, and you'll see some of the amazing stuff that we do right here. Ultimately, I specialize in courses, apps, funnels, ads, communities, and all that stuff. So anyway, you can take a look at that anytime. Let's jump straight into it. So we're going to be walking through the exact framework, the exact landing page that you need to have. So what are you looking at here firstly? This is a page of Creator College, a business of mine, which I have co-founded. Essentially, this is a live landing page that exists right now that we are running and generating hundreds and thousands of dollars per month doing so. And it's not the only one. I'm going to show you a bunch of others, and ultimately, it's the same formula and it works every single time. The truth is, this is not about some hack or some trick or some, thing like that. This is just logically, how would you sell something to somebody? I'm a massive believer of straight up real information so somebody knows what they're getting. So someone truly understands when they land on your page, what is it for and why would they ultimately want to buy your thing. A lot of people think that it's all about the outcome. It's all about your offer. It's all about guaranteeing what they're going to get, and it has to be something tangible, a monetary thing or whatever, and it's too much. It scares people away. And the truth is, these days people are smart. You are smart. You know exactly if you're being kind of fronted to, if you someone's showing off too much on the landing page. There's too many testimonials, of course, because people want to show off the best things, so they're going to pack it and pack it and pack it. When it's over the top, I don't think it works. Anyway, everything that I'm telling you in this video as well is backed by data. We use a bunch of different tools to understand why this framework works, and that would be simple things like Google Analytics. It would be using things like Microsoft Clarity, which is an amazing free tool which allows you to see exactly what people are doing on your website. Free video recordings, a free software, and it also has heat maps and everything else. Not only that, a bunch of other tools that we use to be able to understand the performance. So everything I'm telling you in this video is backed by data. But anyway, let's jump straight in. So what do we want to do? We want to have, ultimately, here's the framework. I'm going to walk you through step by step what this needs to be. I think it goes without saying, if your website looks like 4 or 5 different products all in like one page, it's not going to work. That's essentially how you do an e-commerce website, right? We're not selling clothes. We don't need to have categories and like lots of products listed. We want to be, ultimately, a customer's going to come and we're going to try to sell them one thing. That is the key thing with a landing page, and what makes it a landing page versus a website or a traditional website, because ultimately it's a page that someone's going to come and we need them to take action. And normally that should be a singular action. Sometimes it could be more, depending on the little details. So anyway, at the top, title that makes 1 to 3 promises. Ultimately, in this case, it's master content, grow your audience, and monetize your personal brand, because that's what it is. Reinforces promise in more detail. So with me, on any of the stuff that you'll ever see in the past 9 years, I will always have a heading and a subheading, because heading makes a big statement and subheading then explains that in normal plain English. So learn directly from June to build his audience from 0 to 8 million on social media. Expert team of Genflow behind the biggest creators in the world of sold $300 million plus. So it's like, oh, okay, that's how I'll be able to master content, grow your audience, and monetize your personal brand. So that is the reinforcement / the explanation. Then we want to have a video. There should always be a video. The amount of agency owners, digital product sellers, online business people that I see that don't have a video, and it's crazy because it's the best way for you to communicate who you are and everything. And the truth is, when it comes to what that script should be, it's the exact same thing as this page. Ultimately, this page I'm going to walk you through is the same framework you would use in a video as well, because it logically, once again, makes sense, and that is the way you sell to people. And again, I know this because I've sold Not only about selling courses and how many digital products and stuff we've sold, also I've signed some of the biggest clients in the world, and it's all using the same exact methodology, which is like logically explaining to someone why you think you can help them. And with that being said, we have the video, then we want to have a call to action, ultimately, which should be taking you most likely down to the payment place or the way the next action is. What you don't want to do is link this to checkout or something. You'll have a lot more people going to checkout, but it's going to ruin your people won't actually see the information you want them to. You want to have some social proof straight up. In this case, I decided to do the social proof, which is myself and my co-founder. But ultimately, this could also be some call outs immediately showing success of other people. I will show you other examples of that as well. So in case, here we go, is another example. We have a headline of the complete how-to guide for turning an idea into a successful business. It's the same. It's a VSL. I want to launch my first side hustle, and immediately social proof. In this case, there's icons, and immediately we walk into people's reviews. So it just depends on it, but ultimately that's the framework. We want to immediately try to reinforce something. But the biggest thing comes, it's the problem. You have to frame the problem. And that's why I always say it's a logical thing. Ultimately, you have to say to someone, hey, like this is the problem to why we are the solution. It always has to be as the way to sell. If I'm doing a phone call, I'll do the same thing. If it's a landing page, if it's a video, every single thing ever has always been the same thing, because you have to make them, a person who's landed on your website, make them think for themselves and relate to the problem. So in this case, obviously Creator College is a product teaching you how to become a creator. So stop picking a niche, creating content without a system, and not generating sustainable income. That's the problem. Old way, feeling stuck, picking a niche, create content for hours, low views, can't make enough money, I feel by now. Audience not converting, others are lucky, not going to work for me, I give up. But oh no, bit of the solution. The new way, what? You have a creative vision, talk about what you know, and this is your thing, right? So whatever the thing on the left is not good, on the right, this is what you will solve for them, right? It's clear. And you've identified the problem very clearly, that if you are somebody is feeling stuck, picking a niche, you're creating content, basically you're highlighting the problems, right? Then we want to get into, ultimately, you want to now extend on the solution. We don't need to go too much on the problem. Where people go wrong today is that they will stress on the problem so much that, people are trying to use emotional triggers to try to keep hardening the problem, keep harshing the problem. This is the same thing in sales calls, and why I hate most of the closers, in the whole sales closer industry, because people will keep asking the problem 98% times. Even in people's landing pages, people keep going on about the problem. You're like, yeah, I get it. I get that there's all these problems. What's the solution? They're trying to keep hyping it up, hyping it up, hyping it up. So when they say the solution, the interest is going to be that good. I get it. It's not the way to sell though, because you can see through that immediately. Anyone smart enough can see through that. Maybe some kid who's 18 years old buying his first thing online ever, maybe will fall for it. Or a 50-year-old, some lady somewhere who's never done anything. But us as normal people, we see that immediately. You actually want to be as honest and upfront about what is the thing that I'm buying and what is this thing that you're trying to sell me. Because that's what it is, right? The moment you land, what is this thing? Do I need it? Is it going to help me? Is it going to solve my problems? And that's why, yes, immediately, this is the problem we can help you solve. But let's explain that, right? How do we do that? Content plus systems equals real growth. So ultimately, it's the actual benefits that our solution will give you is clearly listed in this next section. So yeah, why? We have a title, we have a video, a little bit of social proof, highlight the problem, essentially, then the solution. And this is in words, right? So you're talking to someone. That's the biggest thing. First person, everything you. There's so many stats that I've seen with the power of having you in everything, like subject lines, YouTube title, thumbnails, everything that says you it will work. So in this case, we're basically highlighting 6 things. In this case, you are the niche, you can launch your own products, whatever. Small CTA, but then you move into the real detail, right? This is okay, what is actually the thing that I'm buying, right? Super detailed. We will now want to, as much as possible, talk about what is it that you actually get when you're buying it. I'll stop there for a second, and I'm just going to show you other examples of that, because there's lots of ways to do that. So jumping on this example for Grace Beverly, one of my other clients. We've had a little bit of social proof. In this case, we went with logos first, a little bit of what's inside. Again, just more, then immediately reviews, as I discussed. And then this is the section done a little bit differently. So it could be designed in many different ways. Don't caught up in the design here. Don't get caught up in the design. It's about the information flow. Then here, we're breaking down exactly what is it. What is it you're going to get? In this case, it's a course that has 9 modules and, about like 50 lessons or whatever. Cool. Just another way of showcasing that. Another way here. It's another one of my, courses. Video problem. You spend a third of your life working. 42% of women frequently feel burnt out at work. So if you're not spending the time in your career that fulfills you, drives you, excites you, right? Problem. It's time to stop waiting for the right moment. Don't be going down. Make it happen. What is it? Let's go inside. 5 modules. This is how it works. Right? So again, same layout, different design, the same layout, same information flow, let's call it. Then we're moving into more detail. In this case, it's like, okay, what do we've explained to you what's inside, but let's get more practical. You're going to get a complete set of tools, resources, and templates. Here they are. So this is where you don't want to hold back. I am the opposite of what everybody else thinks. You need to be as upfront as physically possible with everything that's there. You don't want to gatekeep. You don't want to get someone on a call and then you're going to try to, then tell them what it is. You got to let it all out. It all has to be there. Same thing here. Another way of showcasing that. What do you get? You're going to get business finance templates, prototyping software templates, impact key line. Exactly. Whatever, right? It's giving you the detail. Other great sections exist is stuff like this, where it tells you a roadmap of what's going to happen. So in 90 days, you could achieve this level of success, or what's going to happen. Another way of showcasing that section, what would happen once you come in? Here's this 4 steps. Really well put together information, because logically, right from the top, like, what is this thing, right? Wow, build my own business. Okay, watch the video. You'll get most of this anyway. Wow, people are working. What's inside? Here we go. Some more social proof, a little bit lower. Yes, but social proof, this is like founder proof. Sorry, why I trust this person. Straight away, what's inside, how it works, what's inside. And then basically from there, moving into a price section. Other amazing sections that could be ultimately is something like this, which is showing people's journeys. If you've had success stories, people also think like, oh, I've never sold this before. I can't talk about, I don't have any transformation. I don't have any success stories. Yeah, but you're doing the thing that you're doing. It could even be through content. Could be through the business. Could be through your agency. Could be through a one-to-one client. Whatever it is, use it. It will work. Another visual type like this, what you'll get, you saw on the other one, it's the same thing slightly differently, but in a different same point. What is it that you're going to get? So ultimately what happens is how I design these pages is, right, this is the structure, and I'll give you this resource at the bottom of this video. Ultimately what you could do is, each one of these is a section, and all you got to do is sit and plan your sections out, because you might need 2 for problem. You might need, in this case, we needed a lot for the solution, because the solution is very big. Where solutions are smaller, it's more to the point. But the point is, you should see it as sections. And ultimately, you're sitting there and you're designing it like that. And the very first thing to do is the information flow. Because ultimately, does it logically flow? Am I saying, top snapshot above the fold? Above the fold, we want to make sure you get the snapshot, right? And obviously, I'm not doing mobile here. Obviously, mobile is the main thing. 92% people that come to your website are going to be from mobile. But, above the fold, you should get a snapshot. And then from there, problem, then solution, then more about the product. And that is like your basis, right? And that's what we want to focus on. I'll show you another one here. In this case, we put the social proof a bit on the top because you've had lots of people join. Headline, VSL, same thing. What you would actually learn. Top line, okay, then testimonials, the video testimonial, again, founder, why trust me, trust section, what else do you get, and what's included, more detail, more testimonials, finally buy. And ultimately, coming down to the buy section then, in this case, there's 2 options. Sometimes that is the case. I generally though would be saying we should only have one. You should basically have one product that you're selling. Only when I have more than one is when we have something going on and it makes sense to kind of have the upsell. I would never do fake scarcity of like, oh, it's not the cinema with popcorn. And I know a lot of sales guys will tell you that, but it's more like this: to get this solution, it costs you this much, end of. It's simple as that. That's what I would do. And look, some other, I guess if you click down below and get this, you'll be able to come and play with this stuff. So the unlock, the promise, how do you work at headlines? The guys of my team has put together some cool cards for you to play with. Stop always, start new way. Let's see what that is. Stop scattered, no start. Second brain notion to 10x your productivity. You can come and check those out. Some other sections as well that we work well, etc. But yeah, I guess overall, when it comes to your landing page, it's very, very important that you are doing this yourself. Meaning that you are writing the copy yourself. You are sitting and stressing about it yourself. You are watching the analytics yourself. You're watching videos of people using your website yourself. That is how you'll end up building this skill. And if you build this skill, I promise you, it'll be the single biggest thing that will drive more money for you. Because all you got to do is increase that conversion rate from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5% plus, and you'll make money. Just recently, I took one of our clients and we were on hovering around 2%. Now we're at 5% plus. And it's one of the best feelings because you cracked it. You're making more money for just using your brain, analyzing, structuring information in the right way, which is now having an impact on people and getting them to convert, getting them to give their money to you. And that's what it's all about. With that being said, hopefully you like this video and I'll see you in the next one.